Hello, and welcome back. Oraldo Julian here, and this is Heal to Elevate. If you don't know me, my name is Oraldo Julian. I am a money mindset healer. I help women remove money blockages, heal their money stories, and help them build thriving businesses. Okay, I feel a shadow around my eye, but I don't know. Whatever. So today is day three. For the last 3 days, we have been speaking about your forecast for 2020, and this is your quick review. On day one, we talked about 2020. 2020 is equal to number four, or year four. This is the year of stability, the year of the doer. If you know, basically what you put out there, that's what you're going to get. If you do the same old things, then well, you're pretty much screwed. So you have to make a change. And on day two, we talked about healing your inner child and your parental wounds when it comes to money. So we went deep and traveled inside your shadows, figure out what you have learned from your parent that have made it make it difficult for you. Okay, tongue tie here. That have made it difficult for you to move forward. And on day three today, we are talking about removing your own limitation you impose upon yourself. And while there are many limitations that you impose upon yourself, but the most common ones are shame, guilt, and unworthiness. So today we are going to look into these things and bring forth to you some healing that will help you remove those limitations and replace them with worthiness. Because whether you believe it or not, you are worthy of wealth. You are from the richest kingdom on this planet, and you are daughters and sons of the Most High. You deserve wealth. It is your birthright to have it all. There is no reason why you should not be. It's a matter of knowing that you are worthy of it, and it's a matter of stepping out of the bubble you created. Okay, so that bubble included the shame, the guilt, the unworthiness. Let's talk about that. And another day we talk about fear. Okay, because those are pretty much the main things that going to stop you in your track, right? So shame, the question that you need to ask, you and shame need to have a conversation. And I'm pretty good in having conversation with energy. Everything that you're doing going to be energy. And when you take apart the word shame, okay, when you hear shame, what does that say to you? What does that do to you? What shame have you brought up on yourself? Okay, for me, it was the simple fact that I never told anybody about my business because first, I was young. Second, I did not even think it was proper for me to have been doing the things that I was doing, okay, to have success. And knowing that the value that my mother have passed on to me and my grandmother had given me, as a woman, I had to really hold back and showing up the way that I feel that I should. So, i.e., dimming my light. And the first time I felt shame around what I have going on in my life was the fact that one day my father came to my house and he saw me having a Chanel suit and I have some Gucci glasses. And the next day I received a phone call from my mother, and I picked up the phone and my mother said to me, guess what? I spoke to your dad, and apparently your dad think that you're splurging and you're not saving, you're not living within your means because you have a Chanel suit and you have Gucci sunglasses. And I'm like, oh, okay, but I work hard. I work hard, so I play hard. My mother told me, like, basically, I told him that you can do whatever you want with your money because you work for it. And ever since then, I made it a point to keep everything I do very secretive. And I will hide behind a job so no one knew that I own a business, right? Because I will never speak of it. And until, well, now speaking of it, and it comes to me, until now, I will pay for advertisement for everything that I do so I don't come across friends and family. I don't need them to know about my business because before, when they need something, of course they're going to come to me, but after that it's like, okay, it's sort of like shameful for me to have that, right? So I had to work hard in asking myself, how have I allowed somebody to make me feel bad about my accomplishment? Have you been doing that? Have you think it is not okay to show up in your full-blown light because somebody else think it's not good, okay? Or somebody will be blinded. My whole life I have to deem who I am so people can feel comfortable around me. And about a year ago, I started saying, F that, right? Fuck it. You like me, you like me, you don't like me, you don't like me. And I have to basically put everyone in their places. Now, I am on that new thing where I'm setting boundaries. And I don't really care how people feel about it because I had none, right? So that's another layer. When you are dealing with shame, look at how are you walking in your boundaries. Do you have any? Do you set any? Okay, so the next thing you need to figure out when it comes to shame is, well, if it's not yourself, who have made you feel so? When did that person start making you feel so, or when did you start making yourself feel so? What have happened in your life that you become embarrassed about? Because whatever it may be, we may think it's absolutely serious, but it's not. I learned that the hard way. The things that I used to hold myself shameful about, basically they're nothing at all. And you have to keep account. When you pray about something, you meditate about something, it's done, it's forgiven. Stop holding yourself back. Do the things that you need to do, right? And learn to forgive yourself and allowing yourself to move forward without holding, okay, anything over your head to literally shorten the things that you are doing. Because I used to do it as well, okay? I would say, well, I will be doing this if I have XYZ. But the thing is, when you wait for XYZ, you will need something else, okay? So now it's like I need XYZ and A, right? So we all need to stop that. We all need to stop that. In all honesty, let's stop it right here, right now. So now let's go in depth about unworthiness, right? Before we get to guilt. What happened that makes you feel unworthy? Okay? Because I know it starts from the value that you have learned from your parents and from the things that have happened in your childhood. And we already looked into that. So today we're going to have that conversation with unworthiness and ask both shame and unworthiness, what is it that you need to teach me in this lifetime? Because if something is present in our life, it is there to teach us something. We must figure that out. And if we don't know what it is there for, so it will be holding over our head like this, right? So we will always have that thing. And you don't want to have a thing. You want to be able to free yourself to be in flow. And at that point, I don't care what religion you are, everybody needs to be in flow. And flow with your higher self, and flow with the self, mind, body, and soul. Because when you're not working in flow, you are working out of alignment. And when you are out of alignment, everything will be screwed up because you will hear one thing and do another, right? And you don't want that to happen constantly in your life. That's why we all say, what the heck have I done with my life? Right? You don't want to spend this decade asking the same damn question. What have I done with my life? I haven't done anything. I haven't accomplished anything. This is the year to do it. This is the decade to do it. And if you are going to do it right. Right? So, now, the next thing, when you have that conversation, okay, you're going to clear your mind. You take a deep breath and you start having a piece of paper in front of you, and I will suggest that you have 3 columns. Okay, you have shame, guilt, unworthiness. Okay, what is your role in my life right now? What are you here to teach me? Okay, when did you decide you would be part of my life? Have you taught me any lesson that I have not paid attention to? If so, which lesson was that? Revisit. It's okay to be vulnerable in this moment. It's always okay to be vulnerable, but make it a point to be completely honest with yourself, completely vulnerable with yourself, because that's the only way you will make room for something new. To replace that energy, you have to speak to it. You have to come to term with it. Okay, then after you finish this conversation, you're going to show it love, because trust me, it was here to help you with something. And when you figure out what that thing is, now the lesson is complete. There is nothing that happened in your life that is not there to teach you a lesson. Every single thing is a lesson. And to me, everything is a blessing. It may be disguised ugly. Okay, it may be the ugliest lesson you've been through in your life, but guess what? It was there to teach you something. I personally am going to the ugly phase of my lessons, but that's okay. Right? That's okay. Because guess what? Not everybody asks for that, but I do. Okay? I do ask for my lessons. Okay? I ask for all my lessons. And I do it with such awareness that when it is happening, I know this is exactly the lesson I have asked for. So, do not be a stranger to the things that are happening in your life. Make it a point to keep a journal and have conversations with yourself. Have you ever heard people tell you, well, what? No. There's that quote or meme, I don't know, I seen 3 years ago, like, I need expert advice, so I'm speaking with myself. I do that. I've been doing that ever since I was 7 years old. And truth be told, I never fell once. Okay. Since 7 years old, I've been doing that. When something happened, I don't know why it happened. Whatever it is that happened, I go in the mirror and have a conversation with myself. Okay. And it was always mind blown. And that's why everybody called me crazy. That's okay. And I do have crazy eyes, don't I? So, right. So, it is okay to speak with yourself. And if you want to speak out loud and record it, do that. If you want a pen and paper, do that. There is no wrong or right way to do it, but you need to be able to understand, understand, and overstand that the answers that you're looking for, you must give for yourself. You must find it within yourself. Okay, you can go to a psychic, you can go to whoever you want to go to. I don't care what you do, but there is nothing that they will tell you that you can't tell yourself. There is nothing, okay? There is no message that is out there for you that you can get within yourself. What are they doing? They're reading energy. You don't have to be an energy worker to read your own energy. You just have to get into the habit of speaking with your own energy, okay? And that's what I tell people. Know thyself, people. Okay, you have to learn to know who you are, and you get to know who you are and what's going on in your life by speaking with the energy that are around you, and everything is energy. Okay, starting by the words you speak, the things that you say to yourself. Start being kinder and nicer to yourself. Personally, I can tell you, I don't give true crap what anybody think of me. Yeah, I never used to, and I'm not going to start now. Right? I don't. So I might along the way carry some shame because someone, okay, may have say this about how I spend my money. But when I learned that it was not about me, it was about them, then that has nothing to do with me. When I learn about projection, that's another thing you need to learn about so you can stop agreeing with everything people do. If you want to stop having shame, stop having guilt, right? Stop being unworthy. You need to stop seriously, stop agreeing with everything that people say. People can say whatever the heck they want, but stop raising your hand and say I, right? You can protect your energy. You can be in flow every single day if you stop being so darn, okay, needy about approval, right? Approve of yourself first. And if somebody say anything that is too personal, you take it personally, that's when you agree, right? Stop agreeing. Stop taking things personally. It is not about you. Whatever somebody says, somebody do, it's all about them. I have a thing that I do. People might think, okay, well, she's afraid of talking to people, whatever. And I will just look at you and I walk away. I say what I have to say and I walk away. I'm not giving you my energy. I'm not talking back to you. In fact, I don't have to talk to you at all because that energy, you have to preserve it. Okay, you have to preserve who you are. Especially if you're working on something great, you have to learn to have that vortex, that bubble that you create that is yours and yours alone, right? So whatever, learn to transmute. Okay, and this is exactly what I am going to teach you today, how to cover yourself, okay, and that self-love, okay, and that bubble where your energy is completely safe with you. And it's something that I do every day. It doesn't matter what people do, what energy it is, it will bounce and then bounce right back at you. Whatever you say, whatever you do, it's on you. You can get mad, whatever. I'm not going to. Okay, so that's exactly what I am going to teach you to do in the next couple of minutes so you can learn to draw protection against you, and you can use that with everything. For me, I block words, I block energy from other people, like whatever you emitting, transmitting, it's going to stay wherever it is. And I do it for myself and my son every day. So again, guilt. Who guilt you? What do you feel guilty about? For me, the first time I felt guilt, it was because my mom passed and I spent few months bouncing from place to place because I was homeless. And when I finally find a room someplace and I buy myself a new bed, I felt so guilty. Yeah. And I'm like, why do I need a new bed? Okay, I felt so guilty because I get myself a complete bed set. And to me, that was like a splurge. I'm like, well, you have no money. Why are you buying? And at that point, I was working at a furniture store, and I was like, okay, I'm getting it. So I got it. And I'm like, well, you hardly can eat. Like, yeah, you're not working on your degree. You have no business. What are you doing this? Okay, that was my first true guilt, right? But I learned that from that same moment while I was going on and on. Why do I need this? And at the same moment, it was that little voice saying to me, but you are worthy of everything that you desire. There is no reason why you should not have what you desire. And you have everything you desire. And then I instantly start repeating to myself, I have everything that I require, desire. I have everything that I require and desire. My life is perfect, and every day it gets better. And when I say that, something keep clicking, like, this is not a life sentence. This life you're living, it's not going to be forever. Those are lessons that you need to learn. You had money, you mismanaged it, you went for destruction. Now you just have to learn to rebuild it on a new foundation. Now you're going to get it without fear, without lack. Okay, when you have it again, it's going to be there to stay, because now you develop a new love for yourself, a new love for what you do, and you become a completely different person, because the foundation that you stepped on before, that was cracked, and now it's just fall down, and that's okay. Build a new one. You done it before, right? So doesn't matter what it is that you think make you guilty, shameful, unworthy. It's all an illusion. You are worthy of everything. Everything. Okay, everything and more. So now let's learn how to protect our bubble of energy, to stop agreeing with everything that they say about us, right? It's not about you, it's about them. Okay? Let's make it about ourselves and learn how to protect. So here we go. You know how it goes. We go into ground and steady ourselves. And once we do that, we are going to dive right in. Take a deep breath in. Another breath, and draw some earth energy, some tingle from your feet all the way to your root chakra. Bring it up into your crown chakra. Let it linger there for a little bit. Breathe again. And allow your crown chakra to open up and shoot the earth energy into the sky. Breathe again and draw down some white light. And allow the white light to go all the way down to your root chakra. And send it all the way down to the belly of Mother Earth. Draw the light backward, forward, side to side. Have yourself pull, stretch, balance, and harmonized. So now let's draw down some violet ray, and I am going to teach you my favorite mantra. And if you don't say God, you can replace it with everything or any words that you want to, universe, whatever it is. But I prefer to say God because that's what I use. So now you're going to activate the violet ray around you. And you're going to set your intention, whatever it is. For me, it's always to protect and transmute any negative words, any negative energy, any harmful things that may be after me or my family. And you can do that and surround your whole family in that ray as well. And you're going to repeat now. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. And as you're saying this, feel the guilt, the shame, the unworthiness pulling from your body in all the direction and going straight to the violet ray. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. Allow the violet ray to go inside your body, extract all impurities, all bad energy, any shame, guilt, unworthiness, anything else that you may be dealing with that in this moment you feel it's the right time to let go of. Just allow it to transmute them. And make a choice right now, whatever you want to replace this energy with, and start replacing them with something good, something great, something amazing, like love, patience, passion, worthiness. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. I am the fire of the violet ray. I am the purity God desires. You can repeat the mantra as long as you want to. And you can go on up until you feel like your body is completely clean out of all the energies and anything else, any pain. Oh, yeah, I have some sharp pain in my back. Oh, yeah, it's just cracked. So here we go. And when you do that, you can use to do that for 2-3 minutes a day. I do it for 160 seconds, like solid 60 seconds. And I'll set my intention and I'll start speaking. And I'll surround myself and my son. And I'll have that intention. And I'll surround everyone that I want to in that moment. And to do it with somebody, you just say the person's name, right? When you say it, so it will go like this. Okay, so my son's name is Gade, and I will say Gade instead of I am, right? Gade is the fire of the violet flame. It is the purity God desire. Gade is the fire of the violet flame. Gade is the purity God desires. So for anybody that you are saying the mantra for, you are sending the healing and the protection for, say the person's name. If you're doing it for yourself, say your name, right? So I hope that served you well. I will see you tomorrow with day 4, where we will discuss, well, what is day 4 again? Well, yeah, we will discuss your alignment and activation. Okay, whichever one will be on day 4 or 5. So that's all I have for you today. I love you much, and I will see you tomorrow.